What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Ramy here today, and today we're going to be learning about for loops. So as usual, you're going to want to open up our Unity Hub and then open up our project. Then you're going to go to your scripts folder, right click, create new C# script, and we're going to name it for loops or for loop, either way. Either one is fine. Then we're going to open it. And then from here, I'm just going to delete this. We're actually going to be doing our for loop in the update section because I want to touch on a few things and show you why it's important where you initialize your variables. So to start things off, we're going to put for, and in a for loop, you're going to put your parentheses. You're going to actually initialize your variable inside of the for loop, so you don't have to declare it before. So you'll put integer a equals 0. Then you're going to add a semicolon, then you do the condition. We want this loop to run if a is less than or equal to 10. And that's what's going to make it run. It checks for that. If that condition is true, then it runs. So you're going to add another semicolon. And in the next parameter, we're going to add what we want to happen to a after all the code in the loop is ran. So we're just going to increase a by 1 with our a++, or you could put a equals, well, actually you would probably need to do the plus plus. Actually this will work, a equals a plus 1. So that does work. You could do it either way. But to keep things simple, it's easier just to do a++ to increment it by 1. So now we're going to create our little brackets below for where we're going to enter in our code. And what we're going to do is we're going to do as usual the debug.log. Then we're going to put a in there because we want to print out a. Now we're going to save it, attach our for loop to our game object, and just for the sake of making things easy, we're just going to uncheck the other things. So as you can see here, I don't know if I pointed this out, Unity recognizes the camel casing as a way to label your script's names. So you can't put names, spaces in your scripts in the name of the scripts itself, but you see how we attached our for loops script to our object. It has a space automatically because it detects with the camel case and it knows to add a space here to make it easier to read. But anyways, after you attach it, we're going to run our file and we're going to see it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we can see it's constantly running, and that's because the update function calls to be ran every frame. So it's already ran about 4,000 times, over 4,000 times now, going on 5. And that's kind of inefficient, so we don't want to be running something constantly when we don't need to. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to put a make a boolean has ran is what we're going to name it, equals true, or actually we're going to name it can run equals true is what we're going to name it. Alrighty. So now that we have that, we're actually putting it up there. Because the reason why was if we established it up here and we tried to use it, say we put it like that, I'm not actually going to enter in the whole name. If we put it right here to initialize it in the update function, even if we use the if statement, which we're going to do, it would always run, put this as true every frame. It would change the value because it runs from top to bottom every time, so it would reinitialize can run. We'll actually show you just for the heck of it. So just for learning purposes, we will show you. So bool can run equals true. So now we're going to put if can run is equal to true. If I can type, now put one curly brace there and the other one here, and it automatically embeds this for loop inside of the if statement. So now if can run is equal to true, which it is because we established that, it's going to run this code. And also what we can do to make it stop, or to change it to false when it gets done, we can put if, add an if statement inside this for loop now. So now we can put if A is equal to 10, then we're just going to put can run equals false. Now save it. And so we have nothing wrong with our code there. But we run it, we can see it's constantly still running. And the reason for that being is, let me switch back, is that it keeps changing can run to true, and then it restarts over again. So after it finishes exiting this code, it starts the whole update function from the top, which will reinitialize can run to true, which your for loop will initialize A back to 0, and it will just continuously run like that. And that's because it's changing this value every time it runs. Can run's being set back to true. Now if we uncomment this out and can run is established or initialized up here at the top, this update function is not going to change it back to true because it's not being initialized at the top here, because the update function reruns every second, or every frame to be more specific, and the values at the top are initialized at the beginning, not constantly. So now we save that. I'm going to clear our log off. We're going to press play. And now, as we can see, it only ran each one time. It's not constantly running. Your code is efficient, and hopefully this gave you a little bit understanding of why booleans are important, how to use them, gave you a little bit of practice on if statements, and also showed how the for loop works. And I'll cover this one more time. The for loop, you always initialize your integer or your variable at the beginning, and then the condition, actually I'll actually add a note in here for you. Initialize variable first, and then we're gonna put check. What I'll do is I'll actually put it the same way that you put it in the parentheses, but with text telling you what to do. Checks variable condition, and then it increments variable. And I don't need that anymore because that's just for that line. So now, as you can see, you can use this. If you add this in and you have a problem, you can come back to this file and look, and it will explain it, that you initialize your variable first, then the condition runs. And actually, I'm going to put it runs code in brackets, then it increments variable. And probably a better way of putting this would be, that looks a little bit clearer for a note. I know it's kind of a long note, but if you're new to coding, which you are if you're watching this tutorial probably, then it's going to give you a little bit of help, something to glance at real quick where you can read over and see exactly what everything does. And if there's something you think you're going to need to remember that I don't put notes down, feel free to put notes down, because notes, that's what they're there for, to help you remember. But if you guys found this tutorial helpful, and if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment below on anything I can help you with or anything you want to see. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.